Staff reaction to the drama in the UK Parliament.
Yes, Shahan, leading into this vote as we await the results, we've seen U.S. markets in the positive, in the green, in all the major indexes. We had the S&P around 3 p.m. S&P has been holding steady around a 1% gain for the day, about 25 points higher. We did also get some good hope about trade today with the U.S. Trade Representative and Treasury Secretary in constant talks with China. That's something that Bloomberg was told. So a few different factors here in addition to this vote of no confidence.
And then President Donald Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. Tell us more about the story and what are the implications for Trump?
Yes, this happened right here in New York at the federal courthouse today. President Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, was sentenced to 3 years. He took full responsibility, and he said that it was his duty to hide the president's dirty deeds, and he said that he had a very complex relationship with the president, including granting hush money to 2 women alleging affairs on the eve of the 2016 election. Although, in terms of what this means for President Trump in the future, Michael Cohen did not reveal anything about the 2 ongoing investigations in Washington into campaign finance, as well as Russian election interference.
And then a key measure of U.S. inflation picked up in November. What does it mean for the Fed's rate hike path?
Yes, so this reaffirmed expectations for a December rate increase. The core consumer price index, which excludes volatile energy and food, was 0.2% higher from the month before and 2.2% on the year, which was right in line with expectations from Bloomberg economists. It was also right in line with what we were expecting in terms of inflation. It reaffirmed the Fed's 2% target. So this is in line with expectations, and a December rate rise has continued to be priced in by the markets, despite President Trump's repeated claims and begging on Twitter for the Federal Reserve not to raise interest rates.
And then, of course, what is the latest news on Uber's planned IPO, and has the company actually chosen an investment bank to lead it through that process?
Yes, Shahan, this has been a big headline here in the U.S. Uber is said to have chosen Morgan Stanley to lead its IPO next year. This is according to 2 people familiar with the matter, and it's a really big win for Morgan Stanley. It means that the investment bank will get the larger share of the cost associated with going public. It's also expected to be potentially the biggest IPO in the U.S. next year, as well as one of the top 5 largest in U.S. history. So a lot on the line, and it's also a win for the banker at Morgan Stanley who will be working on this. His name is Michael Grimes, and he's become the go-to Silicon Valley IPO banker, it seems. And we're also hearing that Goldman Sachs will also help with this IPO, although it will not be the lead. And Morgan Stanley declined to comment, and Goldman Sachs did not respond to Bloomberg's request for comment on this.
All right, thanks so much for that. Appreciate it. That was Bloomberg's Jenna Dagenhart in New York.